Joining us now, though, is the Texas Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw here on the Hill on NewsNation. Congressman, thank you for being here on the show. Appreciate the time. I know you probably could have taken the day off and been with family, but you're here with us, and we do appreciate it, sir. So you've been listening into all of that, and just want to get your reaction. I wonder how much you worry as a Republican if Donald Trump is the nominee, that what you just heard there is sort of what consumes 2024 and not necessarily the campaign.
Yeah, all of Trump's court cases make my head hurt. I don't think about them all that much. Are we worried about it? Of course. I don't want to see all these campaign ads running against the Republican nominee. Of course, that's bad. You know, but it's also baked in at this point. If we're just thinking about it from a political standpoint, the voters know about all this. It's hard to imagine a lot of new information coming out over the next year. I think these are two very well-known candidates to the voters, and the voters are going to decide.
Okay. You, of course, represent the Houston area in the state of Texas, and there is a whole lot of news, as you know, on the southern border. I want to show the audience right now a live look at Eagle Pass, as we've been reporting on this for days now. Record numbers of migrants there at the border. Not sure if we have it, but we've seen the images. The railroad crossings, Congressman, at Eagle Pass and El Paso, they were shut down for several days. They were resumed. They're now back open. Was it the right call to shut down those railroad crossings as you see it?
They don't have a choice. So you have to back up and examine how this actually happens. So when there's thousands of people crossing between ports of entry, Border Patrol is the designated agency to deal with that. But when there's thousands of people, they don't have enough people to deal with it. So they start to pull other agents off the line. They're pulling customs agents from ports of entry, and ports of entry include railways as well. And so when you don't have enough agents to actually do customs inspections as per the law, well, then you can't have railways going. You can't have import-export going through. You can't have people going in and out of ports of entry. So it's not about it being the right call or not. It was just they didn't have a choice. The real problem here is Biden's policies that are a magnet for illegal immigration. He can put a stop to this. They just won't.
Do you think that there is going to be some sort of a border package, sir, in 2024? I mean, I know Republicans have passed what is known as H.R. 2, but we also know that the Senate is negotiating right now. Are you optimistic that some sort of a deal gets done in the upcoming weeks?
Yeah, there's a few senators working on this. I appreciate their effort. What I'm worried about is that Senator Schumer, who is the leader in the Senate, doesn't have a ton of incentive to actually make that deal. I've been encouraging Speaker Johnson to go directly to the White House and try to make a deal with the White House. Now, what does that deal look like? It's border policy changes for Ukraine aid. That's the deal. Now, I think we both win if we get both of those. Everybody needs the border to be secure. And Biden has much more of an incentive to make that deal than Schumer does. So, again, I'm calling on the Speaker. We need to go directly to the White House. We need to negotiate directly with the White House. I appreciate the senators' efforts on this, but they're not going anywhere. We need to get some progress here. And you need to end the illegal parole, the mass parole that the Biden administration is doing. And you need to end the asylum loopholes that are taking place. There's pretty simple solutions for this problem. It just needs to happen.
One of the more fascinating stories of 2023, I thought, was you and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez coming together on psychedelics and studying whether or not psychedelics could potentially help with PTSD, especially for our service members. We saw President Biden today essentially grant blanket pardons for marijuana usage. And then if you have it on your possession on federal lands. Do you agree with the president and that sort of blanket pardon today?
There shouldn't be blanket pardons. If you want to change the law, you need to change the law. I will say that it's also a fake issue, right? There's this idea out there that people are in jail because they were caught smoking marijuana. Nobody's in jail because they were caught smoking marijuana. There are cases where that is the plea deal that they made, but they probably had a gun on them or they were, assaulting somebody, and then they pled down to just a drug charge. That happens, but it's a fake issue to begin with. Let's talk about the good thing here, which you mentioned, which is the psychedelics legislation. So that was actually signed into law today through our military spending bill, the NDAA. So that's actually really great news. I mean, look, recreational use is one thing, but a lot of these plants, a lot of these drugs can be used for for some real good. And on psychedelics in particular, we've seen amazing, amazing results with veterans specifically in treating their PTSD. Amazing results. So getting that signed into law, what exactly is getting signed into law is forcing the DoD to do clinical trials on it and allowing service members to be part of those clinical trials. It's a huge step.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.